We're finally ready for SCP-001 when day breaks UnLondon. We've done some SCP-001 reaction videos before by various creators, and we've also done a few of the daybreak scenarios. Today, I've been recommended countless times to do this one by specifically SCP Illustrated, so that's what we're gonna do. We reacted to UnLondon, an animation a little while back from the Rubber, and it was a really cool story about an underground version of London that was made for war, that was made to survive after a war or after catastrophic events. So this should be very interesting, guys. SCP-001
Access audio file recording 1. My name is Jacob Hawks. Dr. Oliver told us that recording our thoughts could keep us from going crazy down here in the dark. I'm neither bored nor scared enough to worry about that, but orders are orders. On the surface, I was a containment specialist. I spent most days either here in London or the primary British containment site in Kent.
So now
I work with Kira North, the site's current security head. I wouldn't call us partners, but we do good work together.
Right.
Every day we find something new to study. Last month we noticed that you can grow plants down here.
Yeah.
Now, how a plant can undergo photosynthesis without the photo part is beyond me. But we've got a growing little farm going near the Hyde Park base.
That is interesting.
They don't grow very fast, mind you, but they do grow. Considering this place is supposed to replicate London, it actually makes some sense.
Yeah.
Even the most urban cities have plants and parks.
Yeah.
As long as we try to keep a base down here, though, I'm going to have work.
Yeah.
God, can you imagine doing this for the rest of your life?
No.
The Bobbies are a
Actually
damn
not.
menace. Constantly harrying the researchers. Sign up for the Foundation, they said. Fight humanoid abominations for the good of mankind, they said.
They were surprisingly honest in the brochure.
Surprisingly honest in the brochure. One thing has begun to worry me, though.
Okay.
We lost contact with the outside this morning.
Uh-oh.
Of course, that's not the first time it's happened, but usually by midday we get a check-in from above ground station. Nothing so far today.
Oh.
I'm sure it's nothing, but we're supposed to talk about the stuff that bothers us on this thing, so...
So he was an UnLondon researcher.
On top of it all, there's a marked uneasiness among the staff. There hasn't been an attack by the Bobbies all day, which is even weirder than losing contact with the surface. Elise said she thinks something went wrong groundside.
Right.
An XK maybe. She's always freaking out over little things, but I ordered her not to say that to anyone else. It made me worried, and we don't need that spreading to everyone else.
I got the chills all of a
She
sudden.
pouted a little when I gave her the order, but she'll get over it. I still convinced Kira, though, that we needed to send a patrol topside to check out the substation
Melted hand
and figure out what's going on. It's likely nothing, but we can't take any chances.
I don't know.
That's all.
I don't know, y'all.
I actually do feel a little better.
For now.
Alert. Transmission received from Site 19.
Okay.
This message will repeat. This is a general alert from Site 19 and the O5 Council. All Foundation personnel are to shelter in place. Direct exposure to sunlight is to be avoided at all costs. Under no circumstances are communications with SCP-001 entities to be initiated.
Right.
We know they're trying to contact you. It doesn't matter. They're all dead. Do not respond. Do not acquiesce to any of their requests. All Foundation personnel should revise new evacuation plans. Site 19 is no longer secure due to several security lapses. The off-world colonization project is currently on hold until the site is resecured. Learn from our mistakes, but don't come here yet.
Shit is in the vent. Open fire!
Oh, that's not good.
Access audio file recording 2. Dr. Oliver spread her brains across her office wall with a bullet this morning.
God.
You'd have thought that the bosses would have changed their minds about the whole solo therapy thing, but apparently it's still in the rules. Turns out I had the dumb luck of being in London when the sun went wrong. There's no confusion about what is happening, just the whys. If you spend any amount of time in the sunlight, you start to melt. Spend long enough, and there's no turning back. God, that really is the new normal.
So that's when the sun
All
turned
the people on the radio say the same thing.
The world.
Nothing's wrong. Come out and see the sun.
No.
On the radio today.
Don't do
We
it.
begged him to come up. We had to hold him back, but I don't think it matters anymore. I watched half my team go out last night and melt in the moonlight.
Oh my
This morning they came back and asked us to let them in.
Nope.
I wouldn't be surprised if James ate a bullet before the dates. The welcome message. I gotta go. Something's coming down the stairs.
My fellow citizens, if you're hearing this,
London,
then
PA.
the world as we knew it has finished. The sun has broken, the ground heaves with the tramp of terrible feet, and all the horror and madness have broken free to exact their vengeance on the world of men. Those who sought to contain it are killed or scattered. We soon learn that to attempt to fight these creatures is almost invariably to face one's death. Billions have been transformed into monstrous abominations, and there is nothing we could do to stop them. Evil has raised its bloody flag upon all nations of the world and crowed its unholy victory to the broken sun. Yes, this is the end.
Yeah.
But there is a new hope.
Okay.
Welcome to UnLondon, a city of the survivors, a city of the free. Together, fellow citizen, we will wait and prepare for the new beginning, the grand new world that is soon to come. Let the world above burn, we will endure. Let the monsters have their world, we will prepare. And let the ground tremble with a new Armageddon as evil consumes itself. For I tell you, citizen, upon the day of the ruination of man, their insatiable appetites will turn them against one another in their endless lust for death. We will wait.
So the plan is to
And I tell you, citizen, that there will be a new dawn, and you will emerge from UnLondon, blinking in the light of an uncorrupted sun, as our children play and laugh in the bones of horrors long dead. And we will walk, hand in hand to the sea, our faces skywards, as that rising sun ushers in the new age of man.
But this,
And
why
you will
would the
gather,
sun
citizen,
change,
at
though?
my feet, as I summon UnLondon
It
from its
broke,
rest,
right?
and it shall burst, phoenix-like from the ashes of the old. And on that day, citizen, there shall be a new order, as we raise our flag over the entire world. I welcome you to UnLondon,
The last city.
the last city,
And the first.
and the first.
Wild, man. Wild.
Access audio file recording 3.
Okay.
James, it's Amelia.
Oh no.
I'm not sick anymore.
Oh
I was
gosh.
at the doctor's office when the light changed us all.
This is
Now
creepy
there's
as
no
hell, dude.
sickness. I don't know if you can hear me, but you should come upstairs.
No.
It's so beautiful here.
It's not really her,
There's
James.
no more hunger, no more war, no more suffering. We all are linked together in harmony, in peace.
No.
Your mother is here. Your father too. All of us are waiting for you, James.
Can you imagine how hard it would be to
Remember when you
endure
proposed?
this?
A sunset beach in the
If you
deep
lost
end.
all of your family
The whole world was on pause.
and your wife would
while you
beckon
got
you
down
like
on
this?
one
Oh
knee
my god.
and told me you loved me. You told me
No.
you didn't want to live without me, James.
Were you lying?
Were you lying? James, we miss you so much.
I feel for James,
The
man.
doctor said it was going to be a little boy. Come back to us, James. It's so beautiful.
You hear the the goopy sounds in the background? She's like
Access
melted,
audio
man.
file recording 4.
God dang.
Well, shut up then. Because if we don't record something, no one's going to know what the fuck happened. Look, I'm doing this. Keep an eye out and don't let them see you.
So they make an audio
We lost.
logs.
Hard. After the attack on the entryway, we fell back to the Hyde Park tent city. It was a beautiful little community of the stuffiest men and women you'd ever met. Supplies would have lasted us a year or two at least, and by then we'd hoped to scrounge some sunlights from above ground for the carrot and potato seeds. Before things went tits up for a second time anyway.
Yeah.
We all got about 4 hours of sleep before we woke up screaming, all of us. I remember dreaming about this giant eye looking at me across an endless horizon. It was angry, disappointed. It was so hot. I was trying to breathe and it burned my lungs. Suddenly my clothes caught on fire. I didn't die or even pass out. My My skin started to bubble and melt, and
like
the eye looked...
nuclear exposure.
It looked satisfied.
Oh.
And that's when I noticed the thing had eyebrows. How I missed that before, I don't know, but then it was a face.
Right.
And then a hand came at me from across the horizon, and a flock of pigeons came from behind me and let out this terrible scream. They attacked the hand, pecking at it until it was nothing but bone, but it still kept coming. It scooped up the puddle that was me and brought me to its mouth, and then I woke up.
Wow.
I think the city was trying to warn us. I don't know how this place works, but those stupid pigeon eye things were going crazy in the air above us. They could see it coming even though we couldn't.
Right.
The men we lost last night knew everything about our defences, and there's a flood of flesh pouring down the stairs now, spreading its way across the city. I don't know how many people made it out of Hyde Park, but it wasn't many.
Like just liquid.
James's leg's a mess, and Elise is out of breath.
People. Ugh.
The only one keeping things together is Kira, and she kind of wants to leave the other two behind.
Oh, man.
I told her we needed to record another message, and she gave me a look like I was going crazy. Maybe I am. But I'm not leaving Elise behind. And if we kept running, those things would have gotten her.
Right.
I don't know what we can do for James, but we're trying. The bleeding stopped at least. When the attack came, our perimeter defences didn't trigger, but thankfully we were already awake.
Okay.
We opened fire, but I'm not sure what we thought was going to be accomplished by shooting a giant wave of flesh.
Yeah, can you imagine?
It rolled over everything and everyone who didn't run. Kira thinks if we could burn it, we could do some damage, but where the fuck are we going to get fuel down here? The only positive to all of this is that the Bobbies were fighting on our side.
Wow.
Fat lot of good they did.
So
I thought
this
we were
happened
dead.
in
But the speaker crackled
London.
to life, and that same damn voice as always told us we could find refuge in Parliament. So we're going there now. Shit.
So
Get
Parliament
James, we've got to move.
was specifically occupied
I hope this isn't the end of our story. Access audio
by
file
something
recording
anomalous
5.
like a general.
This city was meant to be a shining beacon in the dark against the fall
It's
of
the
the
Unlondon
world of
P
men.
again.
You mock it. You destroy all that lives and turn it into more of yourself. I give you this one warning. Go back to your corrupted son. There is nothing to be found here but darkness, and your light has
So
no
he's
power
addressing
here.
the
Burn
flesh.
and answer for your crimes, abominations. I cast you into perdition's flame.
Dang, man. It's such a horrible fate to even
Access
think about
audio file
happening,
recording
man.
6. We had to leave James behind. I think he knew he was going to die. Kira offered to blow his brains out so he
Wow.
wouldn't get taken, but he said he wanted to see his family.
Yep.
I don't know what to make of that, but I hope he's happy now.
It's hard to know how they feel once they get
Kira,
absorbed,
Elise, and
you
I
know?
made our way to Westminster.
Kind of crazy.
I'd never seen so many Bobbies in one place before. They parted just enough for us to make it to the Parliament building.
So they're allowing
A
them
few
through
days
now.
ago, I'd have been terrified, but it felt comforting.
The Bobbies were
Strange
once like
days
against
indeed.
everybody, but apparently they're doing what they're
Parliament was
supposed to
empty,
now. Like
except
what they were
for an
programmed
army
for, kind
of
of.
UnLondon's monster guards. Most of them guarded the door, and a few guided us through the maze inside the building. If they weren't there, I swear we'd never have found our way. We came out in a room with a tank at the centre, large enough to hold a person, but it was
It
empty.
was empty. Was
Just a
that-
slick of liquid along the floor that led to another open door. The Bobbies can't talk, so they just motioned to the door with their hands. It was a bit comical to me. I mean, what were we going to do? Run back outside?
Right.
There was a set of stairs going down. We could hear the door close behind us, and then we heard a loud crash. We arrived at the bottom of the stairs on a sandy beach. There was a little wooden platform with a small steam-powered ship, barely visible in the dark, attached to it with a rope. We could see UnLondon looming above us, but there was no other way back, except back up the stairs that we'd fled through.
Right.
There was a mooring for a second boat, but it was long gone.
Okay.
Aerial surveillance of this area last month didn't see the boats, and Kira and I have no idea where they've come from. Not that it matters. When
Right.
someone throws you a life vest, you take it,
Yeah.
not quibble over where
exactly.
it came from. We knew there was no other way out, so we climbed aboard.
Okay.
Once we were in the water and a decent distance away, something burst at the center of the city.
So this is all in the ground.
Flames. They burn bright and white.
Oh my god.
The flesh is sizzling and screaming. The whole city is dying and the monsters with it.
Wow.
If this river is an approximation of the Thames, we should reach open water soon. I honestly think the ship knows where it's going somehow. We barely have to steer at all.
So is it an
Elise found a note
ship?
in the engine room. It said, "Gather your friends, gather your things, and gather your light. The path to UnDublin is dark but ends, and if you can make it, I'll save you a pint."
UnDublin.
I'm looking forward to taking them up on that.
Wow. Holy crap, man. Whoa. Good choice of music and ambience, and the illustrations are just amazing. Look at this art, man. I didn't even get to comment because I was so involved in the story, but holy crap, dude.
And that concludes this entry into the When Day Breaks storyline. I hope you've enjoyed it. Be sure to...
I did, y'all. This was incredible. If you haven't seen the rest of the Daybreak stories, there's some more that we're gonna cover too, but if you haven't seen them, they're all just like really powerful and well read stories, man. Thanks so much SCP Illustrated for permission to react to this one. Make sure to subscribe to them, guys, as well as a couple other SCP Illustrated videos that I reacted to that I think you'll love. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time.